Hi Student Success, welcome to week 5. That means we are officially halfway through our summer semester. We only have a few weeks left to go. So in week 5, I just want to point out that we are in chapter 12. So chapter 12 lecture video is found there if you want to take a little bit of time to watch that. And here's a quick overview of our week. So again, we're in chapter 12 talking about career services and career exploration. And then here is the work that you're doing this week. So I'm going to have 2 videos again this week. One that's going to focus just on these 2, and then the second video will focus on this last assignment. However, I just want to point out that I know we're used to having assignments due on Sundays, but because this first assignment right here actually helps you respond to this post for this week, you need to have these both done by Wednesday. So your Exploring Educational Pathways to Career assignment and your original response in the discussion forum are both due Wednesday. And then you're going to respond to 2 classmates in the forum by Sunday, as well as your career services assignment by Sunday. So again, though, as I mentioned, I'm only going to spend time on these first 2 assignments for this video. I do want to encourage you on the Sark State homepage. You can go down at the bottom and just click on Career Services. I want you to just explore it a little bit. Career Services is here to help you at any point during your time here at the college. So that means whether this is your first day or you're getting ready to graduate, or you've already graduated and you're an alumni and you're coming back for some career guidance. So they're a great resource on our campus. I encourage you to use them for anything career related, whether it's your resume, interview prep, just talking through your major, those type of things. All their contact information is there. So I just encourage you to take a look around. Eventually, workshops will be loaded in there. Spend some time there. All right, so let's look at the actual assignment. So you have an Exploring Educational Pathways to a Career assignment. So if I go down here, here is under the assignment area, Exploring Educational Pathways to a Career. You're going to find it right here. It is going to be one of these that you're going to push play.
Picking a degree it's easy to find.
It's going to talk to you quite a bit, so you can kind of listen to it.
This site is pretty cool. It has a lot of information on jobs.
It's going to talk to you about Career Coach, which I will also show you here in a few moments. There's a little video
We are
there.
finding such...
All right, then now you're going to get to the meat of what you're doing. So after you've spent some time at the beginning of the video, you're going to do 2 different degrees, Choice 1 and Choice 2. So this is the guidance that I give my students. So if you are absolutely declared, meaning you already know the major you're going into, you feel comfortable with it, obviously that's going to be your Choice 1. Your Choice 2 then can be oh, you know what, I've always thought about this, or I think this career would be fun, or maybe you're going to physical therapy, so your Choice 2, you could look at occupational therapy. It can just be a fun choice or a related choice. Now, if you're undecided, you can use this as an opportunity to look at 2 different majors, Choice 1 and Choice 2, to get the information, okay? So kind of approach it however it fits best your situation. So where are you going to find this information? Because you're going to type right in here, you can see, right? So when you're looking in here, you are going to go out here to our homepage again, and I'm going to go to Academics. And I'm going to find my career community. So let's say I'm an education student. It doesn't matter, click on any of these. I'm going to go into my field and I am going to scroll down to the very bottom and I'm going to find my major. I'm going to put on courses. I'm going to pull up the degree plan. This is the path for this particular major. Now I'm going to show you that it doesn't matter which one I'm in. So let's say I'm a business major. I would click in there, I would go all the way down to the bottom, I would click on whatever major I'm going into, I would click courses, and then I would go ahead and looks a little different, but here's this. Okay, so depending on which one that you are looking at, I like the overview right here. Depending on which one you are looking at, I know they look a little different, but they have the same information in here. You are going to enter the division. So the division, it tells you right here, right? There's the division. If you're looking at a page that looks like this, there's the division right there. So that's what you will type in right here. The degree is what you're going for. So in this case, you are going for, the business management. It says right here, Associate of Applied Science. You might have associate, this is an Associate of Applied Business, the abbreviation there. If you wanted to, actually, there we go. That might be an easier way to look at it. So there it shows you that like the major or the certificate that you're looking toward, my goodness, is the Associate of Applied Business. I know some of these have abbreviations. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes, but so that's what you're going to put in here is the degree, the Associate of Applied or Associate of, Arts, whatever it might be. Then the major would be, like in this case, early childhood education. Business management is also the major, even though it's the Associate of Applied Business. The major is business management. And then program requirements. So this is where you do not have to list like every single thing. That's way too much. You're not listing all of this. Instead, what you're going to do is maybe, okay, like I've got to take 63 credits. It tells you here too, like, like 64 credits. Maybe I also have to, if I look down here, it might have certain things I need to do in addition to my coursework. So like down here, there's footnotes down here, like I have to have a certain grade point average. I have to take a licensure exam. So every major is going to be a little different. So you do not have to type out like every single class you have to take, maybe just how many credits you have to take, and maybe if there's a licensure or something else in addition to that. Okay, so again, you want to enter your division. There's the name of the degree. There's the name of the major over here. Here's the name of the degree. The top one is the major, and then the division, there we go. I had it right here before we turned it into a PDF. All right, so that's what you are putting for that section. And you're going to do that for both choice 1 and choice 2. So if you are looking at choice 1, maybe it's easier for you to do choice 1 right here and then choice 2 on the next slide on the top part, and then you'll come back and you'll do the bottom part. So looking right here on this bottom part, you're going to do this for choice 1 and choice 2. You can certainly use Career Coach, so I can go here and I'm going to scroll down and go to Career Coach. This might be one of the easier ways to access this information. So you're looking for certain job qualities. So the job careers, so you would type in like the name of it there. So I'm going to go up here to careers once I'm in Career Coach. And I have a whole bunch of options to choose from. So if I want to keep with like maybe education, for instance, I'm going to click into education, and then it's going to give me even more specific careers within that umbrella course. So maybe I want to, do like daycare education, whatever it might be. I'm going to put that name in here. Then to get this information, I've got to click in and get a little bit more. So I'm going to say, okay, I want to go into this. So now I have specific information for this particular career path. I've got my wages. I can also go here to find out more about what to expect for my wages. I can find out some general daily tasks and information that I expected to know, how much education I probably should get, the skills I am needed to work in this particular area, both technical and non-technical. And then I can also look at like who's posting jobs. So when you're looking at this information, my average salary, that was right here on the overview. Average salary, median salary right there. Job postings, so this is where I would maybe get in here and I would look at live job postings, and I would just pick one. In this case, there's only one, like 1 or 2. So you could put down, oh, this place is looking for this particular career path. And then qualifications. So for that, I would look at the about, and I would kind of look to see like, okay, just pick out a couple tasks I have to do, as well as it looks like the most I would have to get in this field is a bachelor's degree, and then maybe a couple skills. So that's where you would find the information for your job career information. So again, for part 1 up here, like this box, you're going to utilize things that look like this. I could kind of keep clicking through to show you that they all look pretty similar. And there's like notes down here. If you haven't looked at this, I would encourage you exploring it anyway. And then for the part down here, you're going to really pay attention to the Career Coach. Okay, so please make sure that you explore these different websites, look at the different resources. Once you've done for choice 1, so whether you chose like, education is choice 1, and then choice 2 maybe is culinary just because it's fun, whatever, then you'll go ahead and hit submit. And that is the Explore an Educational assignment. That is your first assignment. Now what you will do is use what you filled out there to get into your forum, your discussion board. So you're going to go ahead and let's go to topic. And the post says, discuss your findings from the assignment. So the assignment we just walked over. What did you look, maybe you're like, oh, I looked into, aeronautical engineering and mechanical engineering. What did you find interesting? What was new? What was surprising? What was maybe discouraging or encouraging? So you're going to kind of reflect on what you did, what you found, what was discovered through your career coach and your program plans. Maybe you had no idea that there was 60 credits, or maybe you had no idea that the job postings were so vast, or maybe you had to look elsewhere for jobs. So again, you're just going to basically reflect on the 2 career paths that you chose back up here for choice 1 and choice 2. And then you're going to just kind of discuss what was new, interesting, maybe we're already well researched and you could talk about that. Then of course, you'll make sure that you post that by Wednesday for weekly attendance, and then go back in by Sunday to respond to 2 classmates. If you have any questions on any parts of this, please let me know. My next video will come back just focusing on the career services assignment part. All right, see you then.